back. We are just a few days away from getting our new batch of birds, and today they brought in a chemical called alum, and they spray it all over the floor. And what that does is when we turn the heat on, it activates and it controls the ammonia. Ammonia can get really bad in here in the houses, so that's important. So now that the alum is in here, we can start setting everything up. And this house is pretty much ready to go except for running feed, which that's going to be a separate video. But I wanted to show you what's involved with kind of getting the final prep. You know, the feed lines are, the turbo mates are down, the drinker lines are, flushed out, everything's ready to roll. We got new feed in the bins outside, and we're ready to set up inside. And so I'm going to walk you through that process now, but I did want to show you at least what it looks like set up, and then I'm going to go into the next house and walk you through each step. So this is the middle of the house, and we put this wooden fence up because when they're babies we only use the front half of the house because they don't need as much floor space, and it conserves on heat and such. And so the fence is there to keep them from going to the back of the house. We put this curtain down. Again, that helps with heat. And these are our inside hoppers. Feed comes in through that tube that goes across the ceiling, and that goes outside to the silo out there, and it all brings it in. Now, how this works, real quick, in case you're wondering, there's a motor right there. And that motor is connected to, pull one out here. Whoa, sorry. Inside these hoppers are these little devices here, and there's a switch here. I don't know if you can hear it click. But basically, feed comes in to the hopper, fills up the hopper, and when it spills over into this, it'll shut it off. And so when the chicks eat enough feed out of the hopper, that switch will depress and it'll call for more feed. So that's how we get feed inside the house. Now, all the way at the far end of the line, and this is true for the back of the house too, there's another motor at the very end with another switch. And when the chickens eat the feed out of that end pan, then that switch depresses or releases, and that activates all of this again. So these hoppers will fill up, feed will start running down the line, filling each pan as it goes. Again, I'll show you that when we run feed. This is what it looks like set up. Now let's go over to the next house and you can kind of see each step of the process. So I ran off and left my tripod and the selfie stick at home. So for these videos, I got to use this, our little magnet part picker upper. So we're over here in the next house. Again, you can see all the lines are down, the floor's got alum on it, and we're ready to set up. And I'm using my little magnet holder here, so if this thing goes haywire, I'll fix it. But first thing we do is put the middle fence up. So I'm gonna prop this thing up somehow and let you see that process. I'll explain what this is in a minute. So, before becoming a chicken farmer, my dad owned his own drive shaft and spring business. And so he fabricated this out of spring material and it's specifically designed to hold that fence up like you saw me. It just slides down, and because it's, you know, spring material, it won't budge. So this is my dad's invention, but you know, it works. If you got a better idea, or if there's another chicken grower who sees this, and I'd love to see what you guys use. You may have a whole different fence system altogether. So let me see that too. Okay, I know, you all saw it. Let me explain. I know you're all wondering, Jason, why did you leave a gap between the board and the wall? Let me explain why. We get our chickens when they're little, and these little squirts somehow find a way to get back here. And so that we don't have to come back here and chase them all over the place, we leave a gap. And we've discovered that eventually they're gonna find their way back into this little hole. And we can just walk by and scoop them up and turn them loose. That's why I left the gap. You're welcome. Okay, now that the fence is up, the next thing I always do is put the inside hoppers in. So I'll do that next. So we're pretty well set up. The last thing I'm gonna do tonight before I head home is set up these cardboard flats. These are feed trays that we set out all along the wall. And basically we do this just so that there's extra feed set out for the baby chicks when they come.